And in South America tonight, an environmental problem of a much greater magnitude. The destruction
of the Amazon rainforest.
A worldwide disaster.
In the 1980s, the world learned that the Amazon was in danger.
Trees are falling at a startling rate.
77,000 square miles of
an area twice the size of Belgium.
The size of New York State.
The size of California disappears.
And why it was so important to save it.
1/5
the oxygen we breathe.
20% of
the world's fresh water.
Half of the species of life on Earth is in these forests.
It's an ecosystem the entire world needs for its survival.
By the 1990s, it seemed like it was too late.
The destruction accelerates.
More than twice as fast as previously believed.
Virtually impossible to control.
Once it is gone forever.
Then something changed.
The annual destruction rate of the Amazon rainforest has dropped
by 70%, the lowest rate of deforestation since records began.
The Amazon could achieve the end of deforestation, a huge accomplishment.
But in order to keep it safe, there was one condition.
Protecting the forest is a continual process. Brazil will need to stay vigilant.
But it didn't.
The Amazon is burning.
Consumed by fire.
Fires have been raging.
Thousands of fires are blazing. More and more trees are cut down.
Deforestation of the Amazon rainforest hit its highest rate in a decade.
Today, the Amazon is being destroyed.
Result of natural causes. A warmer climate and weather patterns like El Niño can create the hot, dry conditions necessary for fires to erupt. However, about 90% of wildfires are caused by human activity, such as campfires that become uncontrollable, improperly handled cigarettes, or arson.
Forest fires spread due to a combination of wind, vegetation, and hilly terrain. Wind fans the flames, affects the direction of the fire, and transports embers and burning particles which allow the flames to jump over roads or fire breaks. Vegetation fuels fire. The drier the forest, the faster the fire spreads, travelling at up to 5 kilometres an hour. The more bushy the forest, the faster the fire spreads, particularly if the undergrowth isn't regularly cleared. A carpet of dry leaves is perfect fuel. In hilly areas, upward slopes tend to accelerate the fire, while it decelerates downhill.
Much of the vegetation on the ground is being killed by the flames.
The soil for a short period of time becomes more like a concrete surface.
Forester Bruce Blackwell says healthy trees and roots usually suck up the moisture when it rains. But after wildfire, the water has nowhere to go.
And that's where you're seeing these debris flows and mudslides.
Over time, the landscape could change entirely, with trees replaced by shrubs and grasses. No tree cover means more snow on the ground in the winter.
All of that snow goes into our creeks and rivers, and so we tend to see changes in the hydrologic cycle depending upon how much of the vegetation is disturbed.
Deborah Harford has been studying the impacts of wildfires and says there's a trickle-down effect.
It ends up affecting human health.
After the vegetation dies and mudslides happen, water can become contaminated.
Water gets full of sediment and debris, so that combined with contaminants like toxins and pollutants is really bad for aquatic species. But it's obviously also bad for human health and poses challenges for our drinking water.
The thick smoke across Western Canada poses obvious health risks, but there's more.
Trees are using carbon dioxide, like all plants, to create oxygen, so they're filtering the air.
Without them, a vicious cycle begins, according to Harford.
There's less cooling, less air filtering, less shade for species, and actually increases heat, which was what was causing the wildfires in the first place.
Wildfires are usually a necessary part of the regeneration cycle, but as they become so frequent and fierce, their long-term toll isn't fully clear.
Wildfires do play an important role in nature. They can help a forest by removing harmful insects or diseased plants. And they can clear thick canopies to help sunshine reach seedlings on a forest floor. By being aware of the conditions necessary for wildfires to occur, they can be managed and prevented thereby saving lives and making way for the positive effects of wildfires.
Firefighters starve it of fuel by cutting or burning a zone of vegetation in the fire's path. Water, sometimes in the form of foams or gels, is used to cool the blaze because water absorbs heat as it turns to steam. The steam molecules also crowd out some of the oxygen in the air, reducing the amount available for burning. Fire retardants, usually dropped by planes, react chemically with the wood to produce fewer volatile gases. That gives firefighters a better chance to extinguish the blaze completely.